Facepalm America. I'm Beowulf Rockland. Facepalmamerica.com is where you can get more information on the show and listen to past episodes and connect with us on social media and all sorts of good stuff like that. It is the end of the week, and as we do each time at this part of the week, we are going to be talking with Susanne Posel. And she is the host, as you know, of This Week Again, which is something that you should listen to if you want a good and humorous and insightful and just all-around wonderful take on the news, even though the news isn't itself so wonderful. Susanne, welcome back to Facepalm America. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Oh, my gosh, the end of the year.
I know. Oh. Well, like so many, best of 2023 lists being created by content providers everywhere.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about, I'm going to go back into my archives and see what the most incredible stories were. So my last show is going to be a very easy show for me.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
remember this one?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all you have to do is kind of like run the greatest hits, and then that's a very good excuse to take a little bit of downtime. You can take your downtime downtown if you want to. Say that 3 times fast. And but you still have to do it in advance. But it's from previous material, and I insert all sorts of stuff like that into my podcast feed. But it really has been quite the year in terms of stuff. But this week itself has had quite a bit of material in it, and I am so very glad that I no longer live in the state of Florida, and I'm definitely glad that I've never lived in the state of Texas, because we are beginning to see the consequences. We've seen it before in many other instances, but it's becoming more and more prominent of the news what the repeal of Roe versus Wade actually means, the Dobbs decision. And Kate Cox in the state of Texas has just been through the ringer. She has been I think, psychologically battered by the legal system. First, she's not allowed to get an abortion in the state of Texas, and then for a moment it looked as if it might be possible. And then Ken Paxton, the Attorney General, who we know is such a good guy in so many different ways, not just for his evil moral stands, but for his thoroughgoing corruption. It's just he just
that's a whole other show. We could do a show on him.
Oh my God, Ken Paxton, and just I don't know. I look at his face and I just see the face of evil in so many different ways. So he said, no. In fact, I'm going to sue any of the hospitals that you might go to where you live.
Doctors, nurses, anyone who helped her, even her practitioner, her OBGYN.
Oh my God, to be in a position as if she doesn't have enough pressure on her, knowing that the fetus she's carrying is not viable, to go through all the emotions of that under the best of circumstances otherwise, and to have all that put on you, and to have the doctors who are working and trying to be as helpful as they can, and to have them be threatened, and then she has to go out of state. We don't know where, but frankly, my opinion is she should not come back. But she probably has connections there, and you don't always have that option. At least she has.
Well, she's got 2 other small children.
Oh my God!
They probably are in the school system, and she's got a life there.
Oh my gosh!
It's disturbing to me that this is actually happening. It's not a plot line in a movie.
Yeah.
This is real.
Yeah.
This is really happening. It's not just Kate.
Yeah.
But Kate's story for me, being a woman who has had an abortion.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And I've got 2 wonderful children.
Yeah.
But there are other women who are not as white and as blonde as Kate, who are
Yeah,
in prison,
that's
who are
right.
arrested, who are being charged.
That's right.
There are women who don't have the means to leave as Kate did.
Right. To
And
go
so
the hundreds of miles that she has to go in order to receive like the care that she should be entitled to and deserve.
and they are now forced to have this baby.
Yeah.
Maybe they can't. Maybe they don't want to. Maybe they're cognizant enough in their young age or wherever they are in their life that they are not fit to be a parent. That's a wonderful, wonderful place to be. You should be applauded for that, because we don't want unwanted people. We don't want people who have trauma in their lives because their parents weren't ready, couldn't do it, couldn't hack it, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, Karma's a hell of a girl, ain't she? Kate voted for the people who are doing this to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so this concept within all American women, but mostly white American women, who think that they are immune somehow to the things that are going on. And she even said in an interview, she never thought that she would ever, she's married, she's got kids, they want more kids. She never thought she would be in this position.
Yeah.
But the point is, Kate, the reason why we allow access is because whatever your personal opinion is, it shouldn't get in the way of somebody else's access. And so as a cautionary tale, ladies, sweeties, we gotta take a good look at this. What can be done to one person can be done to us all. And as much of a cliche, and we've heard it so many times, it means nothing to us. Let Kate be the reason why, no matter what your political stance is, that you allow all women to have access to health care that they choose, regardless. No politician, no one, regardless of your medical background history. I know that there are some doctors, Rand Paul is an eye doctor, so now he knows everything about medicine.
Jesus, yes.
Regardless, this is a choice that you make between you, your husband, your loved ones, your doctor, and that's it. Yeah. Just like your identity. To legislate a person's ability to function and use their body as they want is as ridiculous as it is to legislate identity and say you can't be who you are. That's stupid. These are two things that we need to get politics and Congress and state legislators out of.
Yeah.
Because if you think it won't come for you,
I
present to you Kate Cox.
Yeah. And that instance and the fact that she supported politicians who put this kind of thing in place, that is so horrific. Knowing that here's hoping, and I think it will be the case that I don't know how long it's going to take. It may be another generation. I hope it's a shorter amount of time than that. But for however long it lasts, it's too long that we're going through another period in the United States of America where in many, many places, like there's just going to be needless pain and suffering, and in many cases, unfortunately, injury and death that did not need to happen because a few right-wing politicians wanted to, one, control women, two, manipulate voters on that basis, and gain power from that. And it's just so disgusting, and it's so sad that again in the course of, I mean, we've been here before, and we're going through it again, and a point will come where we will probably learn and realize, oh my God, how did we ever let this come to be? And I hope we remember it this time because
we also is also a bright shining red neon sign why no one needs an ethno state. No one. Yeah. We don't need a country that is governed by anyone's biblical laws.
Yeah.
We need to have an outside intermediary, which is what we have, our legal system that does not favor the decisions of a biblical canon when it is deciding what is just and what is fair.
Yeah.
We don't need an ethno state. And that's why you brought to my attention what New York Republicans think is a replacement for George Santos.
Oh,
and
my God.
By all means, these actually go together. Because
You're
what
right.
happened to Kate is because some people think that we need a Christian nation. We need an ethno state where Christianity is the law.
Yeah.
And here we have Republicans who are celebrating a woman who was a member of the Israeli Defense Forces.
That's right.
I understand where she came from in Ethiopia. It was very harrowing, and she had to flee to another country just to exist. And I am glad that she was able to do so, and I'm glad she's here.
Yeah.
But she has this idea that that Israel deserves to exist because of ethno states, and that's just. I mean, we're seeing how many people are dying in Gaza.
And you want to talk about someone who's fled to Israel from Ethiopia. And the idea that in this, it's so possible that whenever that could come back, to bite someone of that profile also, in the same way that this is karma is coming back
because
in the case of Kate Cox.
When you have an ethno state in mind, when you're making a decision, you're not going to make a decision that's just.
Yeah.
You're going to make a decision that is in preservation of the ethno state, whether that looks like genocide, like we see with Bibi Netanyahu doing to, the Gaza Strip, what he's doing, or something that is political or something that influences the international community. But either way, we don't need more people in American government who are looking and saying, because of your religion and because of your want to practice it, you deserve a piece of land to practice that. We should have freedom, like in this country. I understand other countries may be behind, but a lot of them aren't at this point, to practice any religion.
Yeah. And let me just, bring listeners up to date. This is the fact that New York Republicans have nominated Mazi Melissa Pilip as their candidate to run in a special election for the Long Island seat vacated by George Santos. And, of course, he vacated it because he was kicked out of Congress for being a criminal liar in, oh, my gosh. But this, as you say, could actually be worse because she served in the IDF, the same organization that is now slaughtering civilians in Gaza, and frankly, it looks like it's beginning to happen in the West Bank as well. And also, she is supported by Peter King, who a former Republican congressman who once represented that district, who I think once said that there are too many mosques in America. So
he also made that statement. What was it? It was at a parade. It was live on television when they were talking about the contributions of, and he said that all the greatest I'm paraphrasing, the greatest contributions were done by white people.
Yeah.
Like no other ethnicity has ever given anything to any government or country.
Yes,
that is noteworthy.
both vocally and in terms of content. Peter King, the perpetual winner of the Archie Bunker Sound-Alike contest. I mean,
and remember, he spells his last name with 3 Ks.
Yes, Peter King. Oh my God! I used to hear his voice on a regular basis, 10, 15 years ago when I followed the news, and I could not tell. Is that Carol O'Connor? Who is that? My God! He was such a dead ringer for Archie Bunker. It's just amazing. Yeah, stifle yourself. I mean, that is him in just so many ways. But yeah, so basically, you're taking